How to replace the nozzle on the SunFire 150 radiant heater. First, make sure the SunFire is cooled to room temperature before attempting to replace the nozzle. Also, the process is much quicker if you use a 5-gallon bucket and place directly under the burner to keep the hoses connected. If your model has a burner support bracket under the burner with a 9/16 wrench, loosen and remove the nut on the bolt that secures the burner support bracket to the fuel tank. Next, loosen and remove the 3 nuts on the left, right, and bottom that hold the burner housing to the back of the cone. Simply loosen the top nut, but do not remove until the next step. Next, hold the bottom of the burner housing with one hand while removing the top nut that holds the burner to the cone. Gently pull back and place directly on the bucket while turning to the right. Then with a 1/2-inch wrench, loosen the nozzle by turning counterclockwise several times. Once loose, simply turn by hand and remove. Then simply insert the new nozzle and fully tighten by hand. Once snug, turn clockwise with a wrench until tight. Once tight, give it another last slight turn to keep the nozzle snug, but do not over tighten as it can damage the copper fuel line behind the nozzle. Then simply place the burner back onto the bolts and place the top nut back onto the bolt and hand tighten with several turns. You may need to pull back on the return fuel line hose if it gets caught between the support bracket. Then align the bottom bolt through the support bracket hole and fully tighten the nut. Then finally place the rest of the nuts on each bolt, holding the burner to the back of the cone and fully tighten. Now turn on the heater and visually inspect the flame and enjoy the premier heat from your SunFire 150.